Creating and selling NFTs. In this section, I'll be going over the truth behind selling NFTs. So many fake gurus and influencers in this NFT space are really not being transparent at all when it comes to selling NFTs. So my aim in this video is to really break it down and be transparent about the whole thing, because you selected this course, so I owe it to you. I don't want to mislead you in any way whatsoever like those other fake gurus. I'm going to be coming and revealing the truth behind selling NFTs. After that, I'll then be giving you a high-level overview of all of the steps involved when it comes to selling NFTs. Then once you understand that, I'll be showing you how you can create your very own first NFT. And what's the point of creating it if you don't know how to list it for sale? So yes, I'll be showing you how you can list that NFT for sale on OpenSea too. It's going to be a really interesting section for sure. I can't wait to get started, so let's dive into the first video. In this section, I will show you how you can create some digital artwork and sell it as an NFT on OpenSea. I've done this about 18 times now, probably 20 times, especially when I've had lots of time to kill on a train. I've created some pretty cool artwork in less than 10 minutes. I then listed that on OpenSea as an NFT. Someone's seen the artwork, they've liked it, and they've gone ahead and made the purchase. So this section is going to show you how you can create an NFT and replicate the same process that I just ran through. I do actually have a lot of friends who do this day in, day out. They will literally create about 50 NFTs every single day, all different ones just based on how creative they feel in that specific moment. They will then list them on OpenSea and they will just keep on selling and selling and selling. Now, I want to be clear from the start that this is not the same as creating an NFT project with 10,000 images. Yes, there are people online on websites such as Fiverr that will literally create you a whole NFT collection. You can see this person right here will generate 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 NFTs with rarities and metadata for £8. That is crazy, right? Then you got this guy right here who will create randomly generated NFTs of 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. He has 24 reviews, 5-star reviews, £30. You're probably thinking, wow, I can just go here, spend about £30, get all of these NFT images created, list them, and then make money, right? Well, unfortunately, that is not how it works. There is so many people in the NFT space which literally just tell you to do this, and there's a massive, massive problem with this. And the reason why I have a problem with people telling people to do this is because they are not being honest and upfront with you. They are making it sound way more easier than it is. If you remember what we ran through in the last section of the course, when you find an NFT project, a project that has 10,000 images, 8,000 images, an actual real project, you are going to want to validate it first. There are so many things you need to do before you determine if you should buy into that project. You've got to check the Twitter, the Discord, the website quality. Who owns a project? What are the skills? Can you verify the real? Is there a strong community behind the project? Is there any negative project press? How unique is their NFT project? Does the NFT have utility? How strong is the roadmap? There is so much stuff you need to check before you buy into a main collection. And this is what the majority of people are doing before they take their money out and invest in an NFT collection. If you go ahead and just buy one of these services and get your 10,000 images, it's not going to do anything whatsoever. And the main reason why is because it's literally just a fake collection. It doesn't matter if you have 5,000 images or 10,000 images. If there's no core fundamental framework behind the project, such as what we just ran through, then it's not going to do anything. This is why I have a big issue with people saying, just go over to Fiverr, get 10,000 images and then list them on OpenSea and you'll be a millionaire. It does not work like that. If we go through it, let's imagine you want to create an NFT project, an actual real project that has a community behind it. Well, number one, what do you need to do? You need to create your social media accounts from start. You then need to go ahead and generate some followers on that account. You want to set up your giveaways. You want to set up a Discord server, make sure you're active in the Discord, set up the website, plan out your roadmap, and make sure it actually makes sense. You then want to add utility to the NFTs to make sure they are a little bit unique. You then want to set up your whitelisting and make sure you have fair criteria for people to be able to win whitelist spots. Of course, after whitelisting, you then want to set up minting, make sure that is set up perfectly and people can connect the wallets without any vulnerabilities in the smart contract. And of course, you have to manage the whole NFT project as well. So I don't say this to kind of put you off from starting your project, because you can indeed create an NFT project and make a lot of money from doing it. However, it is nowhere near easy as the majority of people make it out to be. Now, I'm not trying to burst anyone's bubble. However, my job is not to sell you a fake dream. You have got this course and I appreciate that. So it's my duty to be honest with you and let you know what to expect from the NFT space. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. Yes, you can make a lot of money from building out real NFT projects, but it's going to require a lot of time. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of time and a lot of money as well. Oh, there's actually one more thing I forgot to click, which is, of course, promote the project. That is really important. Once you create your NFT project, you then have to promote it in an efficient way and put it out there. So you need to know a lot about marketing as well. When you're starting out in the NFT industry, instead of creating a big collection with 10,000 images, you're much better off just creating really cool individual pieces of artwork and selling them as NFTs to people who are shopping for digital art. Remember, just like artwork in the real world, if someone likes your digital art, then they are going to buy that. You want to focus on individuals who are looking for cool pieces of art. And I know what you're thinking, Josh, is this really cool digital art? It's a panda holding a little star stick with a chain on. You would be surprised at what people buy on OpenSea. I've got loads of friends that literally sit down all day and they make simple artwork like this. They list it for sale on NFT and these are selling every day like hotcakes. Some of my friends are making $500 a month and some are even making upwards of $1,000 every single month. If you still need convincing, let me go ahead and give you some examples. I found this collection page on OpenSea. Literally all I did, I went over to stats. I went to activity and I was having a look at what is currently selling on OpenSea just to get an idea on what people are buying, right? It's actually a really good strategy if you want to go ahead and create some artwork. But essentially I did that. I can't remember how far I scrolled down, but I found this collection, Bandit Bear. It's not a big NFT project. You can see there's only 22 items in the whole collection. You see some money has been traded. If we go down, look at the artwork. I mean, some of this stuff is very, very basic. Like this person right here. Let's open these two. You can see it's literally just, I don't know what to call that, a bear? Is it a bear with little cheeks? I mean, I'm not even sure what to describe it. It's a plain bear on a background, right? Now, me personally, I don't think this is good art. However, someone else will do. This is what I mean by art is subjective. It doesn't even matter if I think this is nice. Someone else may think this is nice. And if we actually come off this and scroll down, you can see, look, there's been a sell for this 4 days ago. Someone bought this for 0.002 ETH, which is about $5 or $6. Doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if they're making a lot of these and people are buying them, it's all going to add up. Here we have another bear. Again, it's the same one, just laying down with some hair on its head. I don't know if this one is sold. Again, this one is sold again 3 days ago for 0.02 ETH. So this is another $5. This is $10 literally, just these two images right here. If I go over to the actual Bandit Bear collection and then go over to activity, we can see all the sales for that. We've got some 5 hours ago, 20 hours ago, 21, 2 days. There's sales literally all the time for this collection. You can see this one sold for $7, $10, $5, $7, $7, $5, $10, $5, $5, $5. You can see there's lots of sales in this collection, right? And can you imagine if this person was creating more NFTs? So maybe one for sharks, maybe another one for bears, one for pandas. As long as the artwork is semi-decent, as in someone finds it interesting, you can make quite a bit of money doing this for sure. So in the next few videos of the course, I'm going to be showing you how you can create some simple digital art. It's going to be a lot better than this, by the way. I'll then show you how you can create that and then list it on OpenSea, waiting for some sales. And just to clarify one more time, this strategy is way more better than actually just buying one of these random collections on Fiverr of 10,000 images, listing it on OpenSea, just to figure out that people will then want to validate the project because there's so many items in your collection. And one last thing which I just want to mention is another great thing about selling individual pieces like this as well is when you list an NFT for sale, you can actually put down what we call a royalty free, which basically means once you sell your NFT, you will then receive that money. So you can see in this instance, the person who owns this NFT is this account, Pana3. If this account, Pana3, then determines to sell this NFT at a later date, we can also get commission off Pana's sale. So you can basically make money on every sale of the NFT. It doesn't matter if it's sold 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. If people sell the artwork in the future, you will also get a commission of that as well. So once you build out a really big portfolio and you have lots of digital art for sale on your profile, it definitely is possible to make a good amount of money. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Before we dive into the main videos of this section of the course, I want to go through once again a high level overview so you know what to expect before you start watching the videos. So just like the previous sections in the course, when it comes to selling NFTs, there are 5 different steps. The first step is going to be confirming the design style. There is so many different NFTs out there. Some have this colorful anime feel to them, others are really dull. You can get apes, funny apes, bored apes, sharks, whatever you name it. There are so many different styles of NFTs out there. So step 1 of the process before you sell anything is you need to know what style you are going to go for. There are a few different strategies you can use to confirm what style you want to go for. You can check the recent activity tab on OpenSea, as I'll show you in the next video, or you can also just base your decision on old projects which you know have done well. For example, if there is a current trend on NFTs related to dogs, then you'll want to make sure that your NFT is dog based, as that will increase the chances of it actually selling. Of course, if you are naturally creative, then you can come up with your own styles which are going to look awesome too. Once you confirm the style which you'd like to use, the next step is to actually go ahead and create the NFT. There are lots and lots of different tools you can use to create these. A lot of people tend to use Photoshop. However, I personally do not know how to use Photoshop, so I like to keep things simple, and I use a tool called Canva, which for those who don't know is basically a watered down version of Photoshop. They have a free trial for 30 days as well, so I can get access without costing me a penny. Once you then created your NFT, the third step is to create the collection page, which is basically where the NFT is going to reside. Once you've created your collection page, the fourth step of the process is to list it on the marketplace, whether that is OpenSea or Rarible. Preferably, you'd go for OpenSea as it's the biggest marketplace out there, so you're likely to generate sales quicker. The fifth and final step of the process is to literally sell the NFT. Now, you don't have to start going out there doing all these crazy marketing campaigns to sell it, sharing it on social media to try and generate sales. I mean, you can do that if you wish, but I typically just create the NFT, list it on OpenSea, and as it's the biggest marketplace out there, the NFT typically sells itself. So all I have to do is collect the funds. So that is the whole process from a high level overview. Confirm the design style, create the NFT, create the collection page, list it on the marketplace, and then sell the NFT. Now you know how it works, let's dive into the first video where we're going to be confirming the design style and creating the actual NFT. I'll see you there. Before you rush out there and start designing your NFT, there is one step you need to do before you can actually create the NFT, which is confirm your design style. So this is the style your NFT is going to be based on. There are so many different styles, different colors, different textures, different animals out there you can use. It can be really confusing. So before you dive in there head first and start designing anything random, it's always a good idea to confirm the style from the start. There's 2 different strategies you can use to do this. The first is by looking at the activity tab on OpenSea, and the second is taking a look at older projects for inspiration as well. So let me show you how to do both now. Once you're over on OpenSea, you can go over to Stats and then go to Activity. And what this page is going to show you is literally every single transaction which is happening on the whole platform across every collection. Basically, what people are spending the money on right now. So before I go through this, let me just go to Chained and then click Ethereum. That way we're only going to see sales that are happening on the Ethereum blockchain, which of course is the most popular by far. So we can see we have this little cat breed which sold for $246. This was sold literally 2 minutes ago. If I actually go ahead and refresh this, you will see this will be nowhere to be found. There's literally sales coming through every single second on OpenSea. 30 seconds ago, 31. This will obviously go up as it's in real time, but you can just see once again how big of a platform OpenSea is. No matter how many times I refresh it, there is always more and more sales coming through. So this activity tab is a good place to start, as you can see what is selling right now on the platform, aka what is hot and where people are allocating their money. I like it a lot because we also have the price of each sell, so we can figure out what type of artwork that we need to design to generate a similar price. Now of course there is going to be a caveat to that. For example, if I open up this one, this sold for $600. If you open up this and then go to the main collection page, you will see that this is part of a big NFT project. 4,400 items in total, over 8,000 Ethereum traded in the total collection. So just because you see something in the activity and it says $700, $600, it doesn't mean if you replicate that, you can generate the same amount of money. As of course, the ones we are looking at, these are from big NFT projects. They have lots of marketing behind them, Discord, social channels, their engagement, everything I spoke about in the previous videos. So really what you want to do is be looking at transactions which are ideally under $50, because anything under $50, well, that's a good indication that it's not part of a collection. So we've got $27 right here, this Old Ape Country Club. We've got some more examples down below. Again, the same collection, Old Ape, $29. So a different variation. So you can start to dig through this and really find some really cool ideas that you can base your design on. If you'd rather not do that, because I must admit it can be a little bit tricky as it does refresh literally every second, what you could do is the other thing I mentioned, which is look at older projects. So to do that, you can literally go over to OpenSea, you can go back up to stats and then go to rankings, and this will show you the biggest NFT collections on OpenSea in terms of volume. Volume being the amount of money which has gone through that project. You can change the filter to 7 days, last 24 hours, last 30 days, all time, it doesn't really matter. This is based on the top 100 collections on the platform, but you can basically just go through this and get a good idea on what has actually done well in terms of NFTs on the whole. So for example, we have this one in number 5, Crypto Bats by Ozzy Osbourne. There's been over 11,000 in total Ethereum gone through this project in the last 7 days. So let's go ahead and give it a open. What do the NFTs look like? Again, we are just trying to gain some inspiration. We are not saying that if we go ahead and create something similar, then we can generate the same amount of money. It's all about generating inspiration on what is currently selling right now on the platform. So you can see pretty much it's just a pixelated bat on a different colored background, which is quite cool. If we go ahead and change that from highest last sell. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to see out of his whole collection, which ones have sold for the most amount of money. And it's very clear already that it's the ones with this really groovy background, or I should say awesome backgrounds. You've got like buildings here, like a space, a cloudy, foamy, nuclear infected sky, I guess you could call that one, a nighttime. We've got some really cool backgrounds down here. So it's very clear that having a really good background is going to help the NFT stand out more and is more likely to generate us more money when it comes to selling that NFT. So clearly we can use these strategies to come up with some inspiration and a bit more guidance on what we should do. However, just to clarify one last time, you don't need to create anything out of this world. You don't need to have those fancy backgrounds as we just saw with the bats in the last collection. You can just keep it very straightforward, as we saw in this collection that we reviewed in the last video, Bandit Bear. You can see there is a decent amount of volume gone through this collection, and I've already got some of them open in a different tab. It's literally just a bear sitting down with a hat on. And we also have this one, which I showed in a couple videos back, of this bear on this plain green background. Nothing special whatsoever. The bear is not even wearing any props this time. It doesn't have a hat, nothing. It's just a bear saying, hey. And this bear sold 4 days ago and the person paid roughly about $5 or $6. So again, this image can be created, I kid you not, in about 5 seconds, if that. However, what we're going to do is we're not going to just copy this boring design and try and make $5. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how we can create something 10 times better than this bear, and it won't even take us that long. So I'm pretty much happy on my design style. I'm going to base my design on a bear. Again, I'm not going to copy what they've done right here, but our design is going to be bear related, and it's going to be in this little animation type of style. So that is step 1 of the process. I've confirmed my style. Step 2 is to create the NFT. So when it comes to creating the actual NFT, you have lots and lots of options of tools you can use. A lot of people tend to use Photoshop. However, I don't know how to use that, and personally, I find it very complicated. There's so many options. Anyone who's watching this who has Photoshop experience is probably thinking, Josh, it's not that hard. However, I like to keep things super simple. So what I'll be using is this tool right here called Canva. For those who don't know what Canva is, it is basically a watered down version of Photoshop. You can use it to pretty much do anything, create videos, presentations, post for Facebook, for Instagram, flyers, posters, logos, you name it, you can do a lot using this tool. Another reason why I like Canva is that it's actually pretty cheap in comparison to Photoshop. If you go over to plans and then go to the Pro, which is the one above the free package, you can see the package starts from just over £8 per month. Even better, you don't even have to pay £8 per month. You can sign up to the Pro using a free trial, which will give you access to Canva for completely free for 30 days, which is awesome as that removes any barrier to entry. So you have no excuse for not being able to design some NFTs and list them on the marketplace. Once you've signed up to Canva, you will land in a dashboard which looks pretty much similar to this. Here we can see some of my recent designs, which are all NFTs. All of these have actually sold other than this one right here, this little pixel duck, which, to be fair, in hindsight, it is probably a little bit too basic. I guess I was trying to be a little bit too lazy in this particular example, but pretty much every single NFT you are seeing here, these have all sold, and I've created all of them in less than 5 minutes. So let me walk you through the actual design process. The first thing which you want to do is go to create a design right here, this button in the top right corner. Then you want to go for custom size, and the dimension you want to go for is 3000 by 3000, and then click create new design. That will then open up your canvas where you can start to create your masterpiece. So we are basing our design on bears. So I literally could just come over to Canva, go to elements and type in bear, and then click enter. And Canva will return lots of bears we can use for our design. We can go for one like this, and you can see we're not even creating the bear, we're using templates, and there's so many down here you can use. You literally keep on scrolling and scrolling, and Canva will keep on loading more and more bears for you. So you can never really run out of ideas and designs. However, I don't want to go for just any random happy bear like this one. I want to go for maybe an angry bear, something completely different, but still related to bears. So let's go for angry bear and see what comes up. We've got these ones. Okay, probably not the same style I'm going for. It looks quite kiddish. What else do we have? Oh, we got this one. This looks pretty cool. Oh, I like this. This looks really cool. So let's go for that, and let's just move it a bit more to the center. I think I'll make it a little bit bigger and just move it down. Once again, centered already. So literally in just a few seconds, I found a bear, and it's actually way better than the bear this NFT is using. So what is the next thing I want to do? Well, I don't just want to take one bear and then call it a day. I want to make it a little bit more unique. So what I'm going to do is start adding some props to this bear. So when it comes to props, you can literally add anything. You can add a stick in its hand, a gun, a hat, a scarf, chain, shoes, walking stick, eye patch, anything, you name it. Literally just go into Canva, type it in, and you'll find it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, well, this is an angry bear, so it's going to be injured. It's actually got an injury right here. So maybe let's go for a plaster, right? Can we get a plaster and put it on the bear's head? Okay, cool. We've got some plasters coming up. I quite like this one. Can we make that and then put it on the bear's head? Well, it looks, probably not a fan of that. It gets a little bit lost. So let's just delete that and go for another one. Maybe this one. Again, probably not the best color. Very similar. Just trying to find a plaster which I can use here. I like this one. That's quite cool. That's going to stand out. There we go. So let's put this plaster on the bear's head. Remember, he's a very angry bear. He's been literally fighting every other bear on OpenSea. So he's got a few injuries. There we go. He's got a plaster on his head. What else could we do? Let's put something in his hands. Let's go for maybe a gun. Not a gun. Let's go for a laser gun. That'd be pretty cool. Laser gun. Okay, this is really good. Let's go for that one. Should we put it in this hand? Let's go for this hand. Make it a little bit smaller. Is that how big a gun is? I guess a gun could be that size. Let's rotate it so it looks like he's actually holding it. That looks pretty cool. Let's add a little background to this. Again, remember what we saw on the bats. The ones with the best background typically do well. You could just click here and then go for a color and go for like a standard colored background. However, as we saw from the bat example, we want to try and make the background as unique as possible. So what I'm actually going to do is just go ahead and make that back to white. I'm going to type in templates. Are there any like laser background templates we can use? Or maybe take in background, type in laser. Nothing there. So I typed in laser. Okay, let's go for elements. Type in laser. What comes up? Okay, we've got some really cool laser backgrounds right here. Not really sold on any of these. Quite like this one. This one looks quite cool. So what we can do is make this really big, like so, and then literally right click and send it to the back. And send it to the back again, and keep sending it to the back. Eventually we'll see our item, which is right here. And as you can see, we now got our bear on a really cool background. If you're not happy with any background, of course, you just select it, delete it, and go for another one. But you can see it is literally that easy. You don't have to make it more complicated than that. Let's send this to the back. Send this one to the back. Does this look a little bit better? I quite prefer this one. I like this one. Although I'm not done with this bear. I mean, I could be done and list this for sale. However, I want to make him a little bit more unique. Let's go ahead and add in some more stuff on him. Let's add a chain. I think a chain will look nice. He's got a lot of space here on his chest. So let's type in chain. We've got this chain. Probably not the best one because of color. We've got this one, looks quite cool. It's got a dollar sign on it. So we can go for this chain right here. Let's make it a bit smaller. Probably needs to be a little bit bigger, I would say. Actually come around his neck. Like that. I think that looks pretty cool. We've got a bear with a plaster, a gun, a chain. Like you can get really, really carried away. You could even type in like hats, for example, put a hat on the bear. Although you don't want to do too much. I prefer to keep it a little bit simple, but of course you want to have a little bit of uniqueness, and we've already done that by adding the plaster, the chain, and the laser gun. I'm not actually sold on this background. I want to see if I can find anything else. I'll go for a laser. See if I can find another background. This one looks a little bit cool. It could be a little bit too much. Let's just have a look. Send that to the back. Send to the back. Send to the back. And one last time. Okay, this looks pretty cool. I think this stands out a little bit more. Let's move the background maybe like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. This looks a lot better. Maybe a little bit more to the left. Like so. Maybe like that. I'm happy with that. There we go. I'm happy with this background now. This is definitely going to catch people's eye. Some people won't like this. They might say it's overkill. There's just too much going on. I can't even see the actual bear. But like I said, feel free. You can go for whatever design you want. Type in laser with a Z. I'm going to do one last look because I'm getting a bit carried away now. And this is how it can be sometimes when you're designing NFTs. You can literally do a little bit too much research and trying to find the perfect background when in reality, probably everyone I've gone for so far looks pretty decent. But do you know what? I'm going to leave it like this. I'm happy with this. It stands out. It's going to attract the people's attention. It's all very related. I've got a laser gun. I've got lasers going around. It's a gangster angry bear. It's got a plaster. It's got chains. This is going to be good. Actually, one last thing I'm going to do. Why not? Let's put a cigarette in the bear's hand. Something like, let's see if we can find something really cool. Something like that, maybe? Pretty cool. Make it a little bit smaller. Oh, that looks good. Now that looks cool. Now the bear is smoking. So you can't actually see it with this background. So I'm going to change that. I know I said I was done, but I want to get the best NFT. I can't lie. Let's go for this one. This will look a bit better. The one we had initially earlier. So let's go for that. I'm going to make it a bit more to the left and then send it to the back. Send it to the back. One last time. There we go. That looks better. Here we have our NFT of a bear holding a cigarette in his hand with a laser gun. And as you can see, he's got a plaster on his head, chain as well. This looks really good. Now, if you compare this NFT to the one we just saw, let me just move that a little bit in so it looks a little bit more natural. I think that looks pretty good. That looks cool. Compare this NFT to the one we just saw on OpenSea, which already sold for $5. Like, what bear is better? I'm not even being biased, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to agree this bear looks way better than this bear. And we could have literally completed this in just a few minutes. I just got a little bit carried away messing around with the background, adding more props, a cigarette, and so on. But pretty much, you can use Canva to create really cool designs. So before I go ahead and actually download this, I want to show you another feature, which is the clone. So once you've created an NFT which you are happy with, instead of creating another one and trying to get the same image, the same bear, you can literally click this, clone it, and then start to remove some of the items or even change them. For example, let's change out the background for maybe a plain one. And let's go for maybe that. We can then remove the plaster. We can change out the chain for another chain. Or we can just keep it very simple and just have a bear on a background if that's what you wish. However, we can change the bear to a different bear as well. So let's go back to angry bear. Do we have any other angry bears in the same type of color? That's the one we used before. So we've got this one, which is quite interesting. We've got this one right here. So another idea of a bear. So this bear looks tired, right? So we can change the background to resemble what the bear is actually doing. So if I put the bear again in the center, which is here, I want to again delete that background, and it looks like he's angry, he's thinking. I'm not sure what this bear is actually going on. So let's type in clouds, right? Let's get a sky, or even a sky, because those look like clouds coming out of him, so we can kind of tie that up nicely. We can go for this, and then make this a lot bigger, like so, and then send that to the back. So now we've got a bear in the clouds. That looks pretty cool. You can then start to add in some more props if you want, you know, maybe a cloud in the background, for example, hovering over there, and you can then copy that and add in some more. And you can see it's very easy to make lots of unique NFTs. Like literally, I've made one angry bear with a laser gun smoking, and we've got another one of a bear dreaming in the clouds. This is potentially 2 different NFTs you can have. So once you're happy with your design, just simply go ahead and click download, and then hit the download button once again. Once it has downloaded onto your computer, you are ready for the 3rd step of the process, which is creating your collection page. I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to show you how you can create your collection page and list it on the marketplace too. I'll see you there. In the last video, we created 2 really cool pieces of artwork. We have number 1, which I've named Angry Bear, and we have number 2, which is a stressed bear. Now you can see the angry bear has a plaster on its head, a chain, and a laser gun in its right hand. It did initially have a cigarette in this hand right here. However, I wasn't really a fan of that, so I ended up removing the cigarette. But pretty much everything is the same as you saw it in the last video. Now it's time to upload these onto OpenSea and get them live on the marketplace. So let's go over to OpenSea. You want to make sure your wallet is connected, as remember, there are no login details to OpenSea. You don't have any username or password. You simply have to create your wallet using MetaMask, as I showed you earlier on in the course. Once you then connected your wallet, you are pretty much good to go to start using OpenSea. And as you can see, we have my wallet selected right here, which is the test account, the one I created for the purpose of this course. Once you've connected your wallet, you want to go over to your profile and then go to My Collections. The page is going to be blank, as of course, this is the first collection you are creating on OpenSea. You can't just upload an NFT onto the marketplace. The NFT has to sit within a collection. So first we need to create the collection. And if you remember, that is actually step 3 of our process. We've confirmed the style, we've designed it. Now we're going to create our collection and then get it live on OpenSea on the marketplace. So to create a collection, just simply hit create a collection button. You're then going to see a few different options. You may have to re-sign in again with your wallet just to authorize it is actually you. So just go ahead and click sign. That will then load up the collection page, where I can go ahead and populate details about the collection. Now to clarify, a collection page is going to be this page right here, the main page where all your NFTs are going to reside on. It's a good idea to put a bit of time and effort into this page, as you don't want to just write anything, as this is pretty much the main hub where you're going to be selling your items. Now, one thing to note is if you plan on making multiple NFTs, all related to the same thing, maybe you want to create 22 bears as well, like this collection, then you want to make sure your collection is all talking about bears. If you plan on making a generic collection, so maybe a bear, a bat, a hamster, whatever it is, then I wouldn't talk about a specific animal in your collection, just keep it as generic as possible. For the example of this video, I'm going to make my whole collection about bears. For the logo image, the featured image, and the banner image for my collection page, I've actually already made the images. To save boring you and watching me design more images in Canva, I've designed a few images. I'll show you the first one, the banner image. It is nothing complicated whatsoever. I just made a very quick banner image, which has the name of my NFT collection, which I've gone for animated bears. I think that's a pretty cool name, as all my bears are very animated in terms of the emotions they are showing. I put some clouds up there as I thought would be a little bit cool, and as you can see, we've got this bear's head right here at the bottom, so that is my banner image. For the featured image, I've gone for this, which is on my other screen. Again, pretty similar to the main banner image. I've just included a few different icons and props here, which obviously my bear NFTs are going to have, like the laser gun, some glasses, we've got a phone, a hat, a football, and so on. So again, nothing really complicated. I've just created these in Canva just by selecting elements that are already made as templates. For my image, for my logo, I'm going to go for another variation of one of these bears, which is again another one I found on Canva. So let's go ahead and upload these. So for the logo image, I will go into my NFT collection folder. I'll go for the logo. For the featured image, I will go for my featured image. And for the banner image, I will go for the banner one I've already created. By the way, as you can see, all these images are different sizes. They do actually tell you the required dimensions for each image. So when you go back into Canva and you click create a design and you click custom design, just make sure you pop in the right dimensions as you see on OpenSea, and that way your image will fit perfectly. What is the name of my collection? Well, I've already decided it's going to be animated bears. Really like that name. Check if it's available. I should have checked this before I made the images. Yes, it is available. Awesome. The URL is typically just going to be the name of your actual collection. So mine's going to be animated bears. So I'm just going to put a dash between that because you're not allowed spaces in your URL. I'm going to make all of these lowercase as well. And yet this URL is valid. Perfect. The description of the page is going to be this description you see right here below the actual collection. Typically, you want to go for something that's actually a little bit engaging and is going to sell your NFTs below. For my collection, what I've done is I've gone for a description that says a small collection of unique animated bears created by Joshua G. Each bear represents a feeling we can all relate to. Which one is speaking to you? So I've put in a couple of things. The first thing to note is I've said it's a small collection. I'm not trying to compete with these massive NFT projects out there with 10,000 images. This is a small collection and it is unique as well. So I'm trying to highlight unique features about my specific collection. I've also said each bear represents a feeling which we can all relate to. So here, all I'm trying to do is make my collection relatable to anyone who lands on the page. As of course, from the images we've designed, a lot of us can be angry at times and a lot of us can also be stressed. So this is a good message and it fits perfect for my collection. Category, I'm going to go for art because this is definitely a piece of art. It definitely isn't any of these other categories. It's not collectibles, it's not music or photography. So art is the most suitable. I then have the option below to add in some links. So I can add a link to my website, Discord, Instagram, Medium, and so on. However, as the NFTs in this collection is not part of a big project, I'm not going to worry about any of those links. I then have this really cool feature here called royalties. This is what I was describing earlier on in this section of the course. A royalty will allow you to get a commission if the person who buys your NFT then decides to sell it on in the future. Whatever they sell that for, you will get a percentage of that sale. As you can see, it says collect a fee when a user resells an item you originally created. So this is unique to us, right? This is the artwork we created. This is unique to us. This is our NFT. So if this gets sold 100 times, then it's only right I get credited for that because I am the original creator. This is how powerful NFTs are. So don't be greedy when it comes to percentage. I typically just go for 2.5% as what happens is the person who buys that NFT, they will be the ones paying that extra royalty fee. So if you go and make this really high, like 10% or even something more ridiculous, then what it's going to do is harm the chances of you actually generating that sale. Next, we need to enter in our wallet address. This is so OpenSea knows where to send the money when your NFT sells. So let's go over to our MetaMask extension. Give it a click and you can see right here below it says test account. We have a number right here. This is my wallet address. So let's copy that and then simply paste it in here. Now it's very important when you paste it, don't go and add in a space after or add in some other numbers. That is going to ensure that you don't receive your payment. So make sure you delete whatever is there and simply paste in your wallet address and then click off it. Next, we have the option of what blockchain we are going to use. Of course, make sure you go for Ethereum as that is the most popular blockchain by far when it comes to NFTs. And then lastly, we have an option to display a theme we would like to go for. Should we go for padded, contained, or covered? This just comes down to personal preference. Although if you've created some artwork that doesn't have a background, so it's transparent, then you definitely want to go for the first option of padded. I'm going to go for covered. And then click create. And just like that, you can see I now have my live collection page sitting on OpenSea. It actually looks pretty cool. I'm happy with how this looks. The next thing is to then add our listings and list the NFTs we've just created. Because at the moment, all we have is our main collection page, the hub of where our NFTs are going to reside. So to add an item, just simply click the add item page. We then want to select the image. So let's click into here and let's go back to the desktop. And we'll go to NFTs and we'll go for the angry bear as our first one. See, it looks pretty much awesome. Let's put in a name for this. So what are we going to call this? Let's go for Angry Teddy. Why not? It's a pretty unique name, right? External link. Again, we don't need to worry about external link as this is not part of a massive collection. We then want to give a description. So what is our NFT about? So of course, our NFT is about an angry teddy. So I'm going to go for a description of Teddy is looking for revenge after someone stole his phone. That will do for now. Again, the main purpose of this video is just to show you the actual creation process. We can see it's already added to the right collection of animated bears. You do have other options as well to add properties, level, and stats to the NFT. I'm not going to worry about that for now. Supply, there's only one. There is one of this angry teddy. That is going to increase the value of this. If I had 10 of them, well, I mean, it's not that attractive to a buyer. Once you're happy with all of those details, just simply go ahead and click create. And that is literally it. Woo, you created Angry Teddy. And just like that, our listing has been created. However, this listing is not sell on the marketplace yet. What we need to do is click one more button and click sell. And this is where we're going to determine a price for this bear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to the other bear we saw. So this was the initial bear we had on OpenSea. This sold for 0.02, which is roughly about $5. Now, I believe my bear is literally at least 3 times better than that bear. So I'm going to go for a higher price. I think I'm going to go for 0.008, which at the time of recording this video, you can see is just under $20. I think that is a fair price for what we have created. And remember, this didn't really take us that long whatsoever. We could, if we want, go for a higher price, 0.09 for example, go for $22. You can even go for any price you want. If you're feeling confident, go for 0.1 Ethereum. It's completely down to you. I'm going to go for 0.08 like so. Duration, I'll leave it down to a month. I want to make sure it's unfixed as well. I don't want to have any auctions. Leave it as 1 month for duration. As you can see, I've got my 2 fees at the bottom, 2.5% service fee and 2.5% creator fee. I don't pay any of these fees right now. When the NFT sells, I give 2.5% to OpenSea as a commission for them hosting my NFT and actually helping me generate a sale. The creator royalty fee, again, this is what I said not too long ago. This is what you will receive every time it is sold to another person. So let's go ahead and click complete the listing. As you can see, I need to confirm this from my MetaMask wallet, and we can see once again the estimated gas fee is $190. That is absolutely insane. It doesn't matter what time I record the videos for this course, I am getting super unlucky, and as you can see, it's just changed to even higher, $214. Clearly, I need to start recording these videos at different times. But anyway, let me just go ahead and bite the bullet once again and pay this outrageous gas fee. Just to confirm, it is very unlikely that your gas fee is going to be this high. There is just a lot going on at the moment in the Ethereum world. So let me go ahead and click confirm. And as you can see, this is all to initialize my wallet. If you remember what I said in the previous videos about gas fees, when it comes to listing an NFT for the first time, you must pay a one-time gas fee. And that is what this fee is. So let me go ahead and sign that just to make sure it is definitely me, the one who is listing the NFT. And as you can see, that has now all gone through. My item is available for sale. So let's go ahead and click view item. And here we can see it is currently up for sale for $20. So now people can come onto OpenSea, browse the marketplace, and if they like my artwork, go ahead and purchase that, and then they will be the new owners. This listing will expire in 1 month's time, as that is what we set when we created the listing. You can go for a longer duration, but typically what I found is when you create these NFTs, they're pretty much going to get sold within a couple of weeks, as long as the artwork is good. If you are struggling to generate a sale, then you can always go ahead and click this button and lower the price and put in a cheaper price to try and generate more sales. So like 0.07, for example, that would come down to $17. However, I'm going to close off that as I'm very confident in this price. We've got an awesome NFT and it's very likely to sell within the next couple of weeks. If you'd like to add another NFT to your collection, just go back to your profile image right here, then go to your collection. Go into the collection, which we now have, animated bears. I can then go add an item once again from the top right corner, and it's exactly the same process. Go ahead, select the other NFT, add a description, click create, and that will then add onto your collection page. That is pretty much how you do it from A to Z. We have gone through every step of the process. We've confirmed our design, we've created the NFT, we've created the collection page, we've created the listing. Now we just have to wait for the NFT to sell. So what I'll do is I'll end the video here, and once this NFT actually sells, I will make another video and add it to the course just to show you what email confirmations you'll get and what that will look like as well. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. I am back with an update. So my angry teddy has just sold. Well, I say just sold, it actually sold a few days ago, but I've been so busy working on this course, I didn't even realize. But you can see my angry teddy is now owned by this person, 0B59A6. If we scroll down below the listing, you can see I listed it for sale 11 days ago, which is when I made the previous video, and the teddy actually sold 4 days ago, so in total, it took about 7 days for this to sell. You can see I listed it for 0.008 ETH as shown in the previous video, and it sold for exactly the same amount. I didn't have to reduce the price or anything to try and get the sale. I was quite confident with the actual artwork. I mean, come on, look at this angry teddy. It looks absolutely awesome. You've got the laser background, the chain, the laser gun, the plaster. It's a really cool looking piece of art. It's definitely not part of a big NFT collection, but it's its own art in its own unique way. If I actually go over to this person's profile, which I already have open in another tab, we can get a look at the person who actually bought this NFT. We can see here is my angry teddy right here. They've actually got some other teddies as well. Mob teddy, they've got that for really, really cheap, 0.00003. I'm actually not sure what this is, like a teddy with a mask on, I believe. But you can see, it doesn't even look like a teddy. It looks like a dog, actually, but teddy is not bears. But anyway, they've purchased this NFT as well. They've got another one, which is definitely a teddy. This one actually looks really, really cool, if I'm honest. I have to admit. Oh, it's got a similar chain to my one as well. So, well, I actually quite prefer this chain. This is a lot better than my one. But hey, mine sold for more money. Look, 0.001. Mine sold for 0.008. So again, this person is definitely a clear collector of teddy bear NFTs, I guess you could say. They also have another one, the Burrows NFT for 0.01. This one hasn't actually revealed yet. I'm not sure if it is actually a teddy. Looks like a bird to me, but anyway, this is just a quick video just to give you a update on how the angry teddy actually went. So we created this very, very quickly in Canva. We listed it for sale on OpenSea, and literally within 1 week, we have had a sale for $20. Imagine if you was to make 10 of these every single day. Of course, it's not about just putting out lots and lots of volume of garbage NFTs. You really want to make sure they do look good and people will actually want to buy them. A good note as well, if you are struggling to generate a sell, so let's imagine I had this up at 0.008 for maybe a week and a half and no one purchased it, what you could do is go ahead and reduce the price. So make it 0.06 for example. Don't go and reduce it drastically, take it down gradually bit by bit until you get the sell. Now, of course, you don't have to do that. You can just leave your NFT up for sale at the price you believe it's valued at, and someone may buy it if they believe the price is justified. However, this is concrete proof that you can indeed make money by selling individual NFTs. That is pretty much it for this video. Again, just to give you some more proof and context that the stuff in this course does actually work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome to this rather sad video, I should say. This is an update on the Women of Crypto project. So as you will know from watching the previous videos in this course, I've been grinding to get whitelist spots on this project, and I won a whitelist spot, which allowed me to mint 2 of these NFTs. So what happened? Well, the time arrived and it was everyone's chance who was on the whitelist to go ahead and mint these NFTs. However, what happened as soon as it hit 7/11, which is the time when the project was due to mint, was literally no one could mint these NFTs. There were some technical problems on the website. I've got lots of screenshots here just from the Discord, but you can see when it happened, people were just saying, I can't mint, I've submitted my wallet. Maybe too many people are trying at once. Is the mint working for y'all? I can't find the button. People are sending screenshots. If you look here, it says, sorry, you're not on the pre-sale list. So this was actually a technical bug, and loads of people who are on the whitelist were getting this message saying that they're not on the pre-sale list, so they can't actually mint any of them. There were so many messages. Here's another screenshot from the chat. People were saying, is it sold out? I'm registered, I have proof, I'm on the whitelist, please give me access. It's saying I'm not pre-listed, and I am. Not on pre-sale list. It says not on pre-sale list. Buy the floor. Me, I'm not on the list apparently. Why is it saying I'm not on the what? There was literally message after message. I have so many screenshots. I could show you hundreds and hundreds. I kid you not, at one point there was about 100 messages coming through every single second on the Discord. People were really angry. They were losing their trust in the project, as how can you get this wrong? This is such a basic thing to get right. Well, that's what you would think, at least. Some people were just spamming the word over and over again. Sorry, you're not on the pre-sale list, not on the pre-sale list. So long story short, people were not happy about this. And what this was doing, well, it was having a negative impact on the project. People who believed in this project for all the previous weeks were now starting to lose trust in the project. That is an absolute red flag. As soon as you see people were losing trust in the project. I actually have a screenshot of the website as well. So this is me when I went onto the website. I tried to mint an NFT. There was no button whatsoever to be even able to mint one. There should be a button and a little number adjuster on the left where you can select how many NFTs you would like to mint. But as you can see, there wasn't even a mint button on the site. The site was absolutely broken. I do believe it got hacked as well. So what happened? Well, the founder actually came out and they put a tweet, which is actually deleted now, by the way. But it says, for everyone having trouble to mint, we are fixing the back end because we got 1 million clicks to our website in 30 minutes. 50,000 people tried to mint every minute. We understand your frustration, but please be understanding of everything going on. We will reopen as soon as possible. And then they put a screenshot below showing how many requests they had on the website. So over 1 million requests. Now, personally, I don't understand how this makes any sense. How can there be 50,000 people trying to mint when there wasn't 50,000 people on the whitelist? So these messages from the team, they really didn't help when it comes to building trust. I have some more images as well of, the team actually chipping in and saying, we found the issue. This is another person who is admin on the team. You can see it says the website was being overwhelmed by so many people trying to mint at the same time, plus being attacked by bots. This is why your wallet wasn't working. So it's quite surprising they didn't put any security measures in the backend to actually prevent this, as there's so many projects which actually mint that don't have any problems. Here's another image of the team explaining. This one is actually the founder, Amy. It says, here's what whitelisted need to do. Go to pre-mint, resubmit your wallet if it isn't working, and we'll update it in 10 minutes, and then we will proceed. And this part just, sent so many people over the edge. She said, lol. People have been building up so much trust in this project, submitting artwork for weeks, retweeting, commenting, grinding in Discord. There's a problem, and then the founder just says, lol. Like, trust me, I did not find this funny. I was actually angry when I saw this message, but a lot of people lost trust in this project. So what happened? So they actually went ahead and fixed the minting issue. However, I didn't even go ahead and mint one anymore. I lost so much trust in this project, and it was very evident that so did everyone else, because the price of this NFTs were going downhill. So if I go over to OpenSea and go over to the Women of Crypto listing, if I go over to activity, you can see the chart basically shows the average sell price of an NFT in that collection. You can see it literally went straight downhill, it rose a little bit and went down again. This is not the normal pattern of what happens when a collection launches. This is actually sales from today, and you can see even now, people are selling their NFTs for 0.199, so less than the price it costs to actually mint that NFT. So this project didn't do well whatsoever, and it's all because of the bad issues they had when it came to minting. So the minting actually ruined this project, which is why I'm a little bit upset, as I really wanted to get a project I could start from start to finish and show it as a case study in this course, but unfortunately this is out of my control. Here we have some data of this project. Don't worry about what this website is, as I'm actually going to go through it later on in the course. But essentially, this is a tool called IC Tools. And what it does, it pulls in all the sales from OpenSea and it plots it on a line chart so we can see exactly how the collection is going. If I change this to the last 1 day, for example, you can see there's lots of little dots. And if you click a dot, you will see it will open up the listing on OpenSea where that sell has come from. So this was a sell of 18 hours ago at 0.23. We go back to the chart, we can see there we have the price of 0.23. Every dot you see here relates to a sell on OpenSea. So if I go back to the last 7 days, you can literally see how much of a negative effect this had on the whole project. Some of the highest sales in total was about 0.36 ETH, and again, remember, people were minting this for 0.2 ETH. Yes, whilst that is a little bit of profit, maybe a few hundred, it's not massive amounts of profit, which it should have been because the project has done really well in terms of engagement, followers on Twitter, and even in the Discord too. So if you go back to that chart, you can see literally people who finally managed to mint in the end once the team fixed the issues, they wasn't even selling that for much profit. And the primary reason is because when people were going onto OpenSea on the secondary market to try and buy some of these NFTs, so these are all the people who weren't on the whitelist, well, they could see what was going on with the price and they didn't want to get involved. They saw people listing these NFTs for sale literally just a tiny bit higher than the price they paid to mint. This is not a good sign. The price of the collection has started to increase a little bit over the last few days, however, it's gone back down again, and honestly, I don't think it's going to climb that high in price again. People have just simply lost trust in the project. If your community do not trust you, there is pretty much no hope when it comes to launching a collection. This one is very unfortunate. Again, this was all out of my control. However, I did not go ahead and mint any of these NFTs because I can see already what is the point of me minting at 0.2 if they're literally just selling for about 0.28, 0.25, 0.238. Once you add gas fees, there is little profit in that and it's not worth the risk. Let me make that really clear, as this is very important to know. Just because you have the opportunity to mint, like I did, it doesn't mean you should mint straight away. You want to see exactly how that collection is performing. You don't even need to use a tool like this. You can literally just go over to OpenSea, go into the listings, go to activity, make sure you have sales selected, and you can see what people are paying for NFTs right now in that specific collection. If you're seeing people are paying 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, then go ahead, mint your NFT, undercut them, list it, and make your profit. However, in this scenario, as people were listing pretty much the same price as the mint price, it was not one I wanted to get stuck in. Very unfortunate indeed. However, do not worry, as I am coming to you in the next video with an absolute banger, and I'll be showing you how I got on with another project which I was whitelisted on. And believe me, you are going to be absolutely blown away. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to this banger of a video, if I say so myself, where I will be giving you an update of how I got on the second project where I also had a whitelist spot. So this is a project I went through in the previous section of the course. It's called Lives of Asuna, and if you remember correctly, I actually won one of the giveaways and was able to mint one of these NFTs for 0.2 ETH. To give that some context, 0.2 ETH is $620. So let me go ahead and just copy that up there just so it's very clear. I paid $620 to mint one of these NFTs. So how much did I sell it for? Well, let me go over to the listing of the NFT that I used to own, as I don't own it anymore, as I sold it. So here we have my listing. I've blurred out the item number at the top just for privacy, and I've also blurred out the person's name again just for privacy. But if I scroll down into the item activity below, you can see it was minted to me, which is why it says you, and then I listed it for sale and it sold to this person. Again, I blurred out the person's name just for privacy, but I sold it for 1.97 ETH. I was quite happy with that. If you're wondering what is 1.97 ETH in dollars, let me go back over to my calculator, 1.97, and you can see that is over $6,000. So I sold this NFT for $6,107. So let's work out how much profit I actually made on this. So let's put in the dollars, 6,107 minus 620, which is the price I paid to mint that NFT. And you can see that is a profit of $5,487. Of course, I did pay some gas fees when I was minting the NFT originally, and I did have to pay some fees when I sold it too, but minus all of those fees, which I believe was around $300, maybe $350 max, I'm still left with a profit of over $5,000. So $5,000 profit on one NFT from just following the strategies which I've already ran through in this course. So if you had any doubts or you needed a bit of reassurance, maybe you wasn't wondering whether this stuff actually works, hopefully this is the video that takes you over the edge, as believe me, NFTs are absolutely insane. The amount of money you can make in this industry, if you know what you're doing, is really, really lucrative. What's actually even more crazy about this sale, as remember, I sold my NFT for 1.97. If I open up the chart for this on the same software I showed in the previous video, IC Tools, again, don't worry too much about this software as I'm going to go through it in great detail in the trading section of the course, but essentially every single dot you see on here, it represents a sale on OpenSea. So you can see for this project, Lives of Usuna, the price was pretty much flat. It stayed flat for a while. It then increased, and then it had this massive peak right here where people were spending 3.88 ETH for one of these NFTs. Now, to give that some context, 3.88, let's go back to that calculator. 3.88, people were spending literally $12,000 to buy one of these NFTs. And what's actually crazy about this is when that actually happened, I actually put a comment in my Facebook group and I said, wow, I could literally sell this NFT now for, I think it was $9,000. At the time I made the post, it was around 3.5, but I could have sold around here, and I just said, wow, it's absolutely amazing. However, I've got work to do. Let me go ahead and finish this course. So I came back and checked the price 2 days later, which was actually around here on the 4th of Feb. And you can see the price actually came down a lot. So this is basically the average price which people are willing to pay for that NFT in that specific collection. So if I actually sold my NFT when I originally noticed it was actually really high in value, I would have made even more money on this transaction. However, I was obviously so carried away making this course, I didn't actually realize the price was dropping. However, you can't complain, right? Profit is profit, and $5,000 profit on one NFT, well, that's not too shabby. But on the whole, clearly this one was a lot better than the previous project I showed in the last video. However, it just goes to show that some projects can do really well and have no problems, and other projects can have technical difficulties that will completely ruin the project. It is my duty to show you both sides of the coin because I'm determined to make this the most comprehensive NFT course out there. I'm not here to sell you a dream, I'm here to show you exactly how it works and what can be achieved. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.